What is going on? You already know what it is. Back with some more EX4 gameplay, this time some super rogue matchups. I do want to say shout out to my boy Huang Zero. This is basically his list of the Venusmon 4 Great Dragon Control Security minus stall deck, whatever you want to call it. Now initially I was a big proprietor of this deck. I was on the hype train and I tested it out against the actual tier 1 decks. And I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a player diff or we're just not seeing the same hands or what. But anyways, we're playing against Mastemon because I don't think I've had Mastemon on the channel for quite a while. So you already know my boy Kingsley's got to flex the max rarity Mastemon over here. So we're going to go ahead and set up with Agu plus TK. And then he's going to go ahead, Ignite, Memory Boost into a Devimon. So pretty solid starts for both players. I'm going to go ahead and go into the yellow Vidramon, which basically both level 4s and 5s do the same thing. Like the level 4s reveal top 4 and then you search like the appropriate line, either like an angel or a Vidramon or whatever, and then a card with 4 great dragons, which is for this deck pretty much just the trial as well as the Magnadramon. And then the level 5s play out the trial or rather place it in your battle area for free, and then you get to draw one off of the Agumon. Keep in mind, by the way, Viximon is terrible in this deck because you can't trigger the placing of 4 great dragons and trigger Viximon to draw 1 card because you're not using an option card is being placed. So honestly, if you're going to play this deck, don't play Viximon, play some other egg, unless there's some other sauce I'm missing as far as why that egg is good. But anyways, my boy here is going to go Lady Devimon to cycle some cards, and then we're going to end things on pretty much the worst kind of stack you can have, which is Ophani with no targets to delete since we got a purple source and no yellow sources underneath, so won't be able to heal at all. So we're just going to be able to pitch the Godamon off the Lady Devi to set up for a possible Monster Reborn if the Ophanimon does die, to bring back the cat, because the cat is pretty much the main playmaker in the deck. So we're going to go Venusmon. Of course, Venusmon is going to stun the board here, but Chaos Dag says no. Mastemon kind of just doesn't care about how much memory you give your opponent. Like, it really does not matter because the deck is so strong defensively. So now we got no Ophani to deal with, and the problem again with the Venusmon control deck is it doesn't really have ways to deal with Digimon, like getting them off the field. You kind of just stun them, in the sense that you null their like one digivolving, their one attacking effects with the Venusmon and the second attack -1. So I guess we're just going to try to make another stack here. We'll go Vidramon in the back, play the potato, being able to search top 4 to reveal 4 Great Dragons card, and then like an angel card. This is one of the cards that got errated like heavily. If you guys want to know the full breakdown of what it searches, I would just like look at Bandai's site, because it searches like most Seraphimons, Angemons, like all those sort of holy Digimon, the types match up with the Patamon. So anyways, Ophani's going to swing into security, which is absolutely fine with my opponent. It's honestly pretty lucky that it did die to security, but I know he is playing stuff like Deathclaw or Calling from Darkness to be able to kill the Ophani himself, but now he's going to be able to cycle a card with Demimera, and then not only that, but Ophani brings back the Godamon to then be able to search Mastemon, plus I believe that's another BT11 Devimon there, which is a cool choice. It's basically the replacement for Black Godamon. It's a rush target, but now instead of potentially digivolving for 3 if you're seeing it early game, you digivolve for 2. So we're just going to go Lady Devi for 1, ditching some more cards, and I can sense potentially a Mastemon play coming here. We might see like a hard play of a Magnet Ninja, or a or instead we're just going to see another Ophanimon, this time with a good kind of value out of it, being able to delete the potato and recovering 1, sitting at 6 security. And another issue with the 4 Great Dragons deck is you can't really do damage very efficiently, so we are going to go Angemon and then use the 4 Great Dragons or the Trials effect to be able to play out the Magnadramon from our hands at no cost. It's deleted at the end of the turn, or at the end of the opponent's turn. Can't digivolve, all that good stuff, but it does on play Psych Attack -2 to the board. That is a global effect, so even Digimon that come into play after the fact are still affected. And Magnadramon does have Rush because of the, I think it's the Vidramon inherited, that gives the champions give the 4 Great Dragons Rush. And then now Venusmon for an extra Psych Attack minus, but then now basically comboing with the fact that Venusmon is in play and the Psych Attack minus isn't in play, my opponent can't use when digivolving or when attacking effects, so it kind of turns off his Mastemon, so he's fine with that. Just going to play Mirai to pass the turn and wait out a little bit. Venusmon is going to swing into security, hitting the Lady Devimon, of course, the alt art there, and then we're just going to try to digivolve, digging for maybe another Magnedramon, because I do have the trial in place, so we are actually just going to use the effect. This time playing Goldramon, which is definitely not the one you want to be playing. It does have Rush. It does minus 6,000 to something. But of course, minus 6,000 to the Ophani isn't really going to do anything, but we're just going to swing into security, hitting a Gatomon, putting our opponent down to 3, I believe. Also, I want to mention, I didn't realize until like editing this video that my sleeves are kind of different colors. That obviously was not intentional. There are just 2 different shades of black. I built this deck in 5 seconds, and honestly, even if I was stacking, there's no amount of stacking you could do in this deck that would actually make it good. Like, I'm telling you, man, I don't know what what Huang Zero is cooking, because this deck's pretty garbage. But anyways, we're going to go ahead past turn once again, and then our opponent is going to promote the Ignite, which is actually a really cool removal card. The unfortunate thing is that Ignite does have to choose an unsuspended opponent's Digimon, so right here, even though he can trade level for level with the Ophani, which is definitely something you'd want to do, being able to like maybe swing with Ignite utilizing the effect, but it can only use the effect on unsuspended Digimon. So we're just going to swing anyways, and then getting a cycle off of the Nyarimon, I believe, does draw us and discard us a card if you've got a yellow Digimon in play, something like that. And with 4 memory to work with, there is quite a lot our opponent could do here. If he does have a way to kill the Ophanimon, bringing back a Gato, that is a definite Mastemon play, which is why I actually still think Ophanimon Fall Down is really good in the deck. Now, getting a little bit conservative here. I'm not sure why he didn't swing. Maybe he didn't want to give me value off of any of my security cards, but there is no Sec Attack minus in play currently, because last turn the Venusmon, the Godramon was played, or it's possible I might have evolved the Venusmon as well. I'm not actually sure, but I'm pretty sure he could have just swung with the Ophani and then utilized the effect of Conquering Darkness afterwards. But regardless, grabbing back the other Ophani, and then Ophani playing the Gato, and then Gato utilizing the effect to search some more cards. And then now that we've got a Lady Devi plus a Mirai, we are cooking. We can then use the effect of Lady Devi. I believe it adds back like another angel or something like that. And then when digivolving, if you've got a Lady Devi in play, we can suspend the Mirai to play the Angelomon at no cost, gaining a memory off of the Lady Devi, and then use those to fuse into the Mastemon. So Mastemon will then be able to trigger its on Digivolve effect to then be able to place the Lucimon Chaos Mode from the trash back to security, playing it out, being able to delete a level 5 or lower off of the Mastemon, and then a level 6 or lower, or a Tamer with the Lucimon. Keep in mind the Goldramon is going to die anyway, so we probably want to get rid of everything else for that. Then we're going to kill the TK, kill the Patamon, and then since Mastemon is 13k, and there's no Psych Attack minus in play, we can just swing over the Venusmon, which again, maybe this deck does better into some of the aggro decks, but the fact that the Mastemon can just like wait a turn, Chaos Dag you, set up with your Mirai and stuff, and then once the Psych Attack minus is no longer in play, you can just out your opponent's whole board. Because now I'm at 1, just left with the Gatomon. We're going to evolve the Arrow V and then play a Trials of the 4 Great Dragons, putting our opponent back to 2, and then we do get the +1 from Mirai, I believe, going to 3 memory. Hatching our Demi Merimon, we do have Retail Blocker on both of these Digimon, I believe, because of the Angelmon and the Lady Devi Inheriteds. Digivolving the Gatomon, we're going to go Mastemon into security, Fanimon into security, putting me down to 1 security here, and then going to, of course, flex with the DNA Digivolve into Ordine, blowing up the field, and then recovering 1 off of that interaction, being able to swing again because it's a new Digimon, and then just sitting on an Ordine with, well, I've got literally nothing on field, and guys, that's pretty much going to be GG's. Our opponent is just going to play like another Mirai, the past turn with 0 security, nothing on board, 2 memory. I'm just going to Wyvern's Breath his Ordine and force him to trash the security to play it back. But, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And like I said, the 4 Great Dragons deck is a really, really fun engine. And if you're looking for something a little bit more casual to play, something at locals or something like that, I highly recommend it. Venusmon is still a hell of a card. But I don't think the support to make it really competitive is quite there yet. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.